Hello, I am Sheshachalam from Astro Guide Mysore. Today we will talk about some planets. We will start the classes on planets. The first planet which we would discuss is Sun. We will take the major characteristics of Sun so that we can understand how actually Sun influences a person. The horoscope, when analyzed, has to be analyzed after you have analyzed the strengths of the planets and how they are actually influencing the native. Sun, if you see generally scientifically speaking, Sun is the life giver to Earth. He gives warmth, he gives heat, and because of the warmth and the heat, there is life on Earth. That means he is actually the prana. He makes the pulse beating. So he makes the heart beat. So these are the things which come directly to the mind. So if we go further, we can understand that Sun rules the warm and hot areas of Earth. That's the temperate zone. Actually, the tropical zone, the tropical climate where it is hot. Even the arid zone where the deserts and all those are situated, like the Thar Desert, the Australian desert, we have the Sahara and the Kalahari. All these deserts also come under Sun, but directly not under Sun. Sun actually gives life, so it doesn't take away all the life from the earth. So that means these tropical zones where you get fruits, for example, the middle part of India and the other parts of the equator where you get the best fruit growing countries, wherein the sun's light is the most essential part in the raw fruit becoming the ripe fruit. So the ripening effect is given because of the sun. So also you can also see that a person who doesn't show himself to sun, he is always working indoors, like the software engineers who go early in the morning into their offices and they come out late in the night. So they don't expose their body to the sunlight. They lack a lot of calcium. The bones become very weak. Their skin becomes highly deficient. Their melanin pigments are already losing their strength. So they are susceptible to skin diseases and bone diseases. Also, they will lack the strength in blood. So the potency of the blood keeps going down. So Sun actually is also known as Dhanvantari, that is the chief lord who represents all the medicines in earth. See, he is the lord of Aushadhi, which comes from Oshadhi. Oshadhi is all the plants and the living thing on earth, and all the derivatives of Oshadhi, that is plants, which is helpful as medicines, are called as Aushadhi. So Sun represents it, so that's why we call him as Dhanvantari, the lord of medicinal curative property. So that is very clear that this particular point is very clear that Sun, if not properly utilized in every day-to-day life, then a person may fall sick very soon. The reverse is also true, corollary. There's a person who has fallen sick, if he starts using the sunlight and applies it on a day-to-day basis, like going for an early morning walk, like sitting with an oil smeared on his body after a massage, sitting and baking in the sun for a quite few minutes, will actually increase his strength day by day, and he will fight back and he can cure back his illnesses. So Sun actually gives an excellent curative strength to the person. Next, coming to the emotional values of Sun, what sort of an emotion does the Sun actually give a person? Sun gives confidence. The most important point for any human being to lead a very good life is that first he should have confidence. The other name of confidence is a strong soul or a strong psyche. So that is why the whole science of psychology and psychiatry comes under Sun. So knowing a person, trying to understand his value system, whether he is compromising in attitude, whether he is adamant, whether he is arrogant, whether he is having self-consciousness, whether his self-conscience is there. All these things can be understood by analyzing the placement of Sun in a horoscope. So Sun, if very well placed in a horoscope, can individually lift the horoscope to a Raja Yoga. That is, it can make a person equal to a king. Here in modern days, the meaning of king is a person who has all the required materialistic and psychological luxury in his life. That is, he has people to support him, he has good things around him, he has all that what he wants around him. So it's also that he, when he commands, people are there to accept his orders. So that's what is Sun. Many people would want to satisfy their ego because they would always be comfortable in a place where their orders or their likings are met. So Sun is the principal lord who shows ego. Ego, nothing but aham, is one big factor which is being seen through the placement of Sun. So after this, if you go in a deeper level, Sun also suggests profession in which more public money is involved. Like nowadays, the profession in which public money is involved is government, politics, or any other national sectors like quasi-governments, and also all these charitable institutions where real good work is happening comes under Sun. Not the charitable institutions which are just for namesake. They all come under Rahu. This is the quite opposite of Sun. So Sun actually gives you the true nature of a person. They will be very frank, they will be to the point, and they will demand respect, command respect because of their values and virtues. Or if Sun is bad placed or ill placed, a person will demand respect though he doesn't have a position in the society. That becomes a very tough thing for the society to accept. So that's where a person gets caught. Like his pseudo respect is required for a person. Like he requires a position, he requires people to come and recognize him. So that doesn't happen if the Sun is Nicha, or if the Sun is like posited along with Rahu or any other malefic planets, or it's in a bad position from the Lagna. So Sun gives you rank, position, status, stature. He gives you fame. He gives you gems, gold, material. Sun is the biggest giver. And that is why the first hymn of Rigveda is dedicated to Sun, wherein it is very clearly specified that Sun is the giver of wealth, Sun is the giver of health, and Sun is the giver of virtue, and Sun is the giver of name. So with this, I will close the brief on Sun, so that we will go ahead and talk about many other planets, and in my later classes I will be talking about in detail with regard to the planets. Okay, thank you.